I sailed in one of the least available rooms on any cruise ship, one that offers a truly unique experience. Modern cruise ships are loaded with thousands of balcony rooms, but there are only a few dozen of these rooms, and mine was right here, dead center. I'm going to give you a front row view of the pros and cons, both the expected and not at all expected. I'll also help you avoid a surprisingly common injury that occurs in this specific room. Walking past thousands of balcony rooms, I made my way to the very front of the ship. As you can see, the room numbers on this hall just jump by the hundreds because we're in, well, the dead center. Let's check it out, shall we? The first thing I noticed when I walked in was just how spacious and long the room is. This was definitely the largest standard room I've ever been in. Where a normal inside room would end, or where you would expect to find a balcony, there's a dedicated viewing area with this massive window instead. I closed the curtains to do a little more dramatic reveal, and ta-da! This is the forward-facing view identical to the one the captain has from the bridge. Right now, it's a great view of Miami, and I'm sure there will be many more interesting sights to come. I noticed right away this viewing area doesn't necessarily offer the most comfort. Many ocean view rooms come with an oversized window ledge where you may be able to sit. In this case, sitting or standing both came with a fair bit of challenge. Throughout the journey, I tried several different methods to try to ease the viewing experience, one of which eventually led to an injury later on. Now, besides the viewing area, room was as normal as it can get. Fridge, a dryer, TV, and a spacious closet. But the shower booth came with something shocking. I'm skeptical of shampoo and conditioner combo, yet there's a hair and body combo? No thanks. Now, it is no secret that the front and back of the ship experience the most motion. So, I set up a little experiment before leaving the room to see if any of these objects would tip over or roll around. And Royal Caribbean, known for their obsession of building the largest ships, definitely had a lot to offer on the ship. Hey, no judging. I'll save the whole experience for another instance and get back to the reason you are here. Wow, this is definitely a different experience than my previous balcony room on the side. Let's check on our experiment, shall we? And you be the judge, but the movement was either none or so slight that I had to come up with better and different ways of testing. I'm sure the sheer size of the ship made it more resilient, and also the fact that this 3-day short cruise moved very slowly to very near Bahamas meant that taking just one drop of herb relief was enough for me. I had absolutely no trouble with any motion throughout the journey. I wish I could have ended my video here, listing just the pros like how great this angled window is for stargazing, how they have free donuts, steaks, sandwiches, and even entertainment. But problems started kicking in or became much more apparent as I called it a night and went to bed. In addition to motion, another unique feature of forward and back parts of the ship is the noise. What you just heard is the noise of docking propeller, which lasts for a good hour every morning as the ship tries to dock. In addition, there was this violent stream of water circling the room every few minutes. Try listening with earbuds on. It feels as if you are underwater.
Quick update on the Mamma Mia show, the Mamma Mia performance.
Ironically, much needed sound like the general announcements were not audible in the room. Of course, you could spend most of your time outside of your room to explore. Now, take a good look at location of my room. Combine that with the fact that this ship is the world's 7th largest ship. And guess where the ship's buffet is? You're kinda looking at it. Of course, it's in the back, right here. In other words, my journey from the ship's buffet, the Windjammer Marketplace, you might be hungry by the time you get back to your room. For those who prefer to spend more time in the room, you could definitely use the in-room chair to really have a front row seat. But if you decide to do so,
just bumped my head. Oh, no, bump is a weak word. I smacked my head.
remember, the window is angled. Luckily, I didn't hit the nail there. What I learned is that instead of facing forward, having a chair face sideways would prevent me from walking into the angled ledge and save myself from the injury. Also, do you notice anything different from day one? This was an unexpected downside of this room. Here's day 1. Here's day 4. You see, with each passing day, the window would get stained from the salty seawater, worsening the visibility every day. I was able to capture a ton of great time-lapse footage throughout the journey, but in those footage, you can easily see how the visibility gets worse and worse as time goes on. Like I said earlier, sharing the same view as the captain is a rare opportunity, one that I think is worth the extra price, as long as the window remains relatively clean and the price is relatively moderate. Yes, on these short 3-day cruises, windows are left as is in their natural state. I read that on longer cruises, they make an effort to clean the windows mid-itinerary. But overall, I was a happy, satisfied deal hunter who found this room at just $40 extra compared to an inside room. Hopefully, by now you have a pretty good idea of what to expect in this type of room, so you can decide if paying more or less and how much is the right choice for you. Surely they would clean the window on a longer trip, right? Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.